Hello and welcome to a new episode on Autochess Mobile. My name is Malefiz, and when you watch this video, you have found my YouTube channel Malefiz Gaming. I show you once a week a video about Autochess Mobile, the current meta, new builds I try to show you, and in the today video I show you the Knights Glacier composition. The new season 3, is currently running, and all people are climbing the ranks. Also me, I'm now Rook 3. Yes, Rook 3, and on a good way to Rook 4, but it's a long way to king or queen. But my main goal is to reach queen this season, and I hope I reach my goal. Yeah, and today's video is about Glacier Knights composition. I think it's one of the strongest compositions in the meta right now. Also, the god compositions are very good, and the dragon mages are also very good. But I think the Knights Glacier composition is one of those compositions which can change from lose streaking into win streaking. And when you are win streaking with Knights Glacier, you can also get a high rank in the field. Yeah, and we are now in round 3. I first picked the Soulbreaker and the Heaven Bomber, because the early Goblin mechs are very strong. And here I think I picked the Skybreaker because he's a strong unit. I could also pick the Argali Knight, but I think the Argali Knight is not a core unit of the Knights Glacier composition. I play the Knights Glacier composition always with Frost Knight, Desperate Doctor, Defector, and Fortune Teller. The Glacier units and the Knight units are Hell Knight, Evil Knight, and the Lightblade Knight. And then I go for the Augustus synergy. Here I found 2 Lightblade Knights, which are very strong. If I could hit the 2-star Lightblade Knight, but yeah. So now we are in round 4, and we are getting the first opponent. He has a 2-star God of War, which is pretty strong in the early game, and I think we can't win against a 2-star God of War. If I would have found a God of War 2-star in the first 5 rounds, I try to build around the God of War. So I showed you in the last video the Divinity composition with God of War, the new unit, the Wizard Grand Herald, and the God of Thunder. And around the God composition, there are so many different builds that are working, but you have to find a God of War 2-star in the early game, I think, so that the composition works well. Yeah, now we are in round 5, and we are losing to a Hunter player. Hunters are very strong in the early game, I think. Also in the late game, if you can 3-star the Dwarf Sniper especially, he can carry you hard through the late game. Now I found a 2-star Heaven Bomber, which is also a great unit, and picked up the Ripper and the Skybreaker. Maybe I tried to build a composition around mech goblins, but I think mech goblins are not the strongest composition, especially when you are fighting against many mage players. But the goblin mech composition is very strong against my Knights Glacier composition, so I have to look in in the table to look for the other compositions, the other opponents running. Now we have found the 2-star Lightblade Knight. Yeah, and that's a very good start. In this video I'm not running the hyper roll strategy. I made a video about the hyper roll strategy, which has the aim to get an early 3-star Lightblade Knight or early 3-star Hell Knight. So you save up a huge amount of gold. You are not leveling in the early game, and when you are level 5 or level 6 and you have above 60 gold, you spend all your gold in units you want and roll down until you find a 3-star unit or nearly a 3-star unit. So this strategy is also very good, but not in this game. I think the normal strategy to run compositions like that is the safer way. So when you are hyper rolling, you look for a good economy, and you don't buy units you don't want to have in the Knights Glacier composition. So in this case I would sell the Heaven Bomber and the Skybreaker, but yeah, you loses a lot of HP, and I think in the late game it's very important to have HP to work with your composition and to level up. Yeah, now we are in round 9. We are middling, I think. We are not in a very good position, but not also in a very bad spot. Now we are fighting against the hunter composition. I think Feather Hunter. Yeah, but we beat him easily with Knight Shields, and the Argali Knight is also a very strong unit in the early game. So now we are in round 10, the creep round, the Rock Golem. I prefer the formation in one line. So you yes, for you use this formation. I think it's very good for the Rock Golem. Also when you are not that strong that I am at this point, and sometimes I'm not very lucky and I lose to the Rock Golem, but in this case I think we have no problems with the Rock Golem with 4 2-stars. Yeah, we found a Magica Crystal and a Dracula Mask, which is a very good item. The Frantic Mask is a very good item for the Lightblade Knight. So when you pick the first items from the first 3 rounds, I would, when you plan to go for Knight's Glacier composition, then you should pick the Dracula mask and the wooden club to make the frantic mask, and which is a very good early game item for the Lightblade Knight. For example, when you're running gods or dragon mages, then the magicka crystals are more essential for your build. So in some cases I choose my composition depending on the items I get offered in the first 3 rounds, and yeah. Where we are now, it's 36 gold, and our economy is very good. The other players are, most of them, level 6, but I think this early level strategy is only useful if you are win streaking. I think the guy on the first place, when he level up early, I think it's a good strategy for him, but for the other the player on second, third, fourth and fifth place, I think it's not a good strategy to level early in the game. So I saved up my economy to build it up to around 15 to above 50 gold, and then I spent my gold into units or into levels. I think in this video I prefer to level up until I reach level 8 to run a very strong composition with the Soul Reaper on level 8 to have the 4 Glacier, 4 Knights and 2 Agurthus synergy. So he goes for Feathered Hunter, also a strong composition. Yeah. What can I say? In this video I look for a 3-star Lightblade Knight and a 3-star Hell Knight, because those units are core units for the Knight's Glacier composition and are very strong at level 3. I think maybe I give you some examples about which units are good to 3-star and which are not as good as to 3-star them. So in my composition, it is very essential that the Hell Knight and the Lightblade Knight are 3-starred in the late game. In other compositions, for example the God composition I played in the last video, I think it's essential to 3-star the God of War, because he's very, very tanky and your units can cast their abilities multiple times. Another unit for the God composition, I think to 3-star easy, is the Shining Dragon and sometimes the Desperate Doctor. And the Hunter compositions, it's very Good to 3-star the Dwarf Sniper or the Agursus Ranger. What are other units which are very good to 3-star? I think the Abyssal Guard, because he's a very good tank. Also in combination with the Swordsman and what do we have? And the Red X Sheath. If you are running warrior compositions, I would prefer to 3-star the Tusk Champion if you find a lot of Tusk Champions in the early game, and maybe the Red X Sheath, because they are very cheap 3-stars and are very strong, and also in the late game because they are very tanky. The Swordsman is also very good, as he's a great 2-star unit, and he is also a very strong 3-star unit. The Werewolf, for example, I see him is not that good as 3-star as the 2-star Werewolf, so I wouldn't 3-star the Werewolf. What are other examples for good 3-stars? If you are running a composition assassins or feathered assassins, then I would 3-star. Okay, the druids, it's not so hard to find 3-star druids. So in a feathered build, it's easy to 3-star the Warpwood Sage, the Whisper Seer, the what is his name? I don't know, the druid which casts the bear. He's also a good 3-star in a feathered composition, but also the Shadowcrawler. So when you 3-star the Shadowcrawler, you can also win the game, and when you especially put good damage items on him, then he can jump into the backline of your opponent and kill every unit which is in the backline when there is no tank in the backline. So now we are in round 18. I think I have now level 7. I have the Glacier synergy and the Knight synergy, and found another core unit for my build, the Soul Reaper. And when I put in the Soul Reaper, I have the 2 Agursus synergy and the Warlock synergy. On my bench I have 2 other Lightblade Knights and 1 Hell Knight. And I try, if your bench is not full of units, then I would recommend to let the units uncombined, especially the Lightblade Knight and the Hell Knight, because when you find a strange egg, I have one, then you can 2-star the Lightblade Knight with 1 strange egg. So you only need 4 Lightblade Knights and 2 strange eggs to get a 3-star Lightblade Knight. So for the Desperate Doctor, I have no space on my bench, so I have to 2-star him. And maybe we find another 2-star Desperate Doctor. So we have to find 3 or 2 other Desperate Doctors. Razorclaw is his name. The druid I looked for was Razorclaw. So now around 20, the Lethal Earther. Uh, I think there's no formation which make it very good to to succeed in this round. Here I think I take the broken sword. Yeah, the broken sword is very good on the light blade knight. And for my hell knight I have the shield and the life crystal. Yes. I I don't like to combine the shield and the life crystal for this other shield which blocks enemy attacks. I would save up the. Sorry. I would recommend to save the life crystal for the Heart of Tarask, which grants the unit you put it on a big life pool and health regeneration. So now we are level 8 and we have 40 health, which is not bad, I think. Now I'm looking for some upgrades, and I think I pick up the Storm Shaman. This Storm Shaman is my um, 9th unit for level 9, and now I leveled up early to put in the Storm Shaman. I sold the 2-star Desperate Doctor for the Orb of Region. Yeah, I think it's called the Orb of Region. So, and put it on my Storm Shaman that he can cast his ability more quickly. So in this case it would be very good if the Storm Shaman had survived and had silenced the other team, because the mages are very strong. Not that strong against the Knights Glacier composition because of the shields. And now I was very lucky. At level 9 you have a better chance to find legendaries, but to find 2 dark spirits in one shop and have a strange egg on the bench is very lucky, I think. So I sold the Storm Shaman and put the Orb of Region to the Dark Spirit. So maybe he can cast in the future with the Orb of Refresh 2 Novas on the ground. He's one of the best legendary units, and if you find him in the shop, I would prefer to offer him in every composition. I think he's very strong. He's very strong against the Knights Glacier composition, and you should pick him if you find him. Yeah, what are other units to 3-star? I think in the Goblin Mech composition, it's very good to 3-star the early mechs. So the Skybreaker, the Heaven Bomber, the Soulbreaker, and when you find a lot of Rippers, also the Ripper. And I think in more 3-stars are not likely in the Goblin Mech composition. Yeah, it's very hard to 3-star the Venomancer because he's very he's not the cheapest unit. What are other good 3-stars? I think the Berserker is a very good 3-star, although he is very expensive. But when you 3-star the Berserker, I think the game is over for your opponent. Also, when you have good items on him and have the Glacier Knights synergy. So now I found the Dragon Blood eggs and can make the Heart of Tarask on the Hell Knight. This is one of the best items you can combine with the two items. And then this magical stuff, I don't know. You can transform it with a magical crystal into this siphon in the legendary item, which grants you mana regeneration and transform an opponent unit into a penguin for I think 5 seconds at the start of the game. This is a very good item to combine when you have a lot of magica crystals. But I save the magica crystals if I found some for the Orb of Refresh on the Dark Spirit. Yeah, I found a lot of Hell Knights. Oh, okay, I see is the Doom Arbiter is also a good 3-star unit. Although he's very expensive, but when you 3-star the Doom, he can destroy the other team on his own. When you play the demon build, when you play a demon build, then I would prefer to 3-star the, what is his name, the Witcher, the Fallen Witcher. Yeah, he can carry you hard to the late game, especially when you have the demon synergy running with the Fallen Witcher and the Taboo Witcher. Then other teams can't cancel the demon synergy on your side, and when he is 3-starred, he can 2-shot some units or 1-shot a mage. It's very incredible when he is 3-starred, although he's very expensive. And then I don't know which are also great 3-star units. No, the Siren Knot, Storm Shaman. I would prefer to have 2 Storm Shamans instead of 1 3-star Storm Shaman. Yeah, the Shining Dragon is very good. What was his name? The mage with the Elder. Tortola Elder. The Tortola Elder. I think it's not worth it to 3-star him. If you find him, then you can 3-star him, but I wouldn't look for a 3-star Tortola Elder. It's the difference between 2-star Tortola Elder and 3-star Tortola Elder is not that big, I think. Yeah. Now I have 3 Light Black Knights on the bench and a Strange Egg. So I only have to find 2 more Light Blade Knights to 3-star him, and yeah. The 2-star Storm Shaman is waiting on the bench. He will be my 10th unit. To get the Shaman buff. Is it the Shaman synergy? This blue Shaman totem. yeah, if you get the Devastator, is it no Defector? If you have the Defector and the Storm Shaman, then you transform a unit at the start of the round into a penguin. Yeah, this is also very strong. Now we find a second broken sword, which can be combined into the blue in this red. The Axe of Devil Blood I can make, and I can make the Crystal Sword, which is a great unit for the Lightblade Knight. I think in the future I will give you an item guide, which unit is which item fits the best on a certain unit. But in this video I think it's good to talk about the three-star units. Yeah, and that's I think enough. Yeah. Are there other three-star units? Three-star pirate captain looks very cool, but I think a two-star pirate captain is also fine. If you are, especially with my build, the Knights Glacier build, if you find a lot of Frost Knights or Defectors or Desperate Doctors, you can also three-star them. It's also a good idea, but I think it's not it's not essential for winning or losing if you have a three-star Frost Knight or Defector or Desperate Doctor. Desperate Doctor 3-star can be very powerful, but yeah, it's not essential for my build. I think in the God build, a 3-star Desperate Doctor is very strong. So you could look for a 3-star God of War, Desperate Doctor, and Shining Dragon to make your composition very strong. Also the Thunder Spirit. For the Thunder Spirit, I would prefer to have 2 Thunder Spirits instead of a 3-star Thunder Spirit. So now I made the legendary item on the Storm Shaman that he can transform a unit at the start of the game into a penguin. Now I try to I switched the formation from the corner into I separate the my units to hopefully beat the other players. Now I'm at 4 HP, and now I have to look for good upgrades. So a Lightblade Knight 3 is a very good upgrade, and maybe I can win this game with the Lightblade Knight 3. And now I'm looking for the Hell Knight level 3, and then I think we can win this game. My opponent has a Dwarf Sniper level 3. He's also very strong in the late game, and with the right items he can one-shot some units. That's incredible. So now we are in round 35, the Black Dragon King. For this creep round, I would prefer to split up your composition, but I have a lot of penguin stuff running, so the synergy, this shaman synergy makes a penguin. My one of my items make a penguin, and the defector can also transform a unit into a penguin. Now I find a second Heart of Tarask on the Hell Knight, so he has a lot of HP. Now I'm only one off of the Hell Knight. Yeah, the other player plays a Dragon Mage build, but when your Knight shields are up, then this is not a big problem. But you should go for a separated formation like me. Now I found the Orb of Refresh on my Dark Spirit. It would also be fine to have an Orb of Refresh on the Storm Shaman if you are not finding an early Dark Spirit. But yeah, then I would put the Orb of Refresh on the Storm Shaman, and so the opponent couldn't cast any abilities when he presses all units in the corner. Don't know. I found the 2-star defector, and the fortune teller is only 1 star. But you can also win with 1-star units. I think in my last video, the God build, I showed you that you can also win with 1-star units, and yeah, I think it showed the strength of the God build. Although you have only 1-star units, you can beat most of the people in the lobby, not easily, but a little bit of luck, and you can beat them only with 1 stars and a very low cooldown on the abilities. So now we are only two people left, and he plays Hunter build. Yeah, Hunter build with Venomancer, 3-star Dwarf Sniper, 2-star Siren. I think there was a Gersus Ranger. Yeah, the Gersus Ranger, Soul Reaper, to have the Gersus bonus and the Warlock bonus with Venomancer and Soul Reaper, and then a front line of Doom Arbiter, Werewolf, and Pirate Captain. Yeah, I think that are the 8 units you need. So now we are in round 40, the Glacier Clan. It's a little bit difficult to beat with some compositions, but for Knights Glacier, I think it's not that hard to beat them. But with a composition Dragon Mages, it could be very difficult, and also with yeah, the God composition, if you are not if you haven't found God of Thunder, then it could be also difficult to beat the Glacier Clan. I think that's the last round. He switched the sides to the right position and yeah, put all units in the corner. I think that's GG. Yeah, I was a little bit lucky with the Dark Spirit, I think, but in the end I won the game and I'm Rook 4. Yeah, I can only recommend this composition to climb up the ranks. It's a little bit boring to play Knights Glacier in every single game, one by one, but you can easily hit one of um, the three ranks, first rank, second or third rank. With this composition, you don't need to have level 10 like me. It's also good to sometimes when you are only level 8, it's possible to get one of the first ranks when you have only the Knights Glacier 4 unit synergy and the Aggressive synergy and the two Warlock synergy of the Soul Reaper. But your chances are getting higher when you hit level 9 and can put in a Storm Shaman. So the hex of the Shaman synergy of Storm Shaman and Defector is very powerful in the late game. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video that we talked about 3-star units, which are good, which are not necessary to build up. And let me know if you liked the video and subscribe to my channel. And then I wish you a good start into the week, and we see us in the next episode. Bye bye.